America's northernmost state and home of the last pioneers. Here in the bitter cold, the Hitachi hydraulic excavator UH Series is busy constructing roads for a housing project. The Hitachi UH Series, an essential member of the pioneering team, is building a new highway. And a UH-261 backhoe is also lending a big helping hand in the construction work. On a worldwide basis, the Hitachi UH Series ranks #1 in terms of total units produced. And once delivered, its on-site availability averages over 90%, outstanding by any standards. So right now, there are more of Hitachi UH Series hydraulic excavators in operation throughout the world than any other make. That's the ultimate achievement for any line of industrial plant. #1 in terms of excavators in operation. For a look behind that achievement, we have to go to where the UH Series first saw the light of day. This means to Japan and the Hitachi Construction Machinery Company's Tsuchiura Works, situated 75 kilometers northeast of Tokyo. Their production facilities have no equal anywhere in the world. An example of this uniqueness is provided by Mr. Aros, a sensor-equipped arc welding robot. Developed jointly by Hitachi Construction Machinery and Hitachi Limited, Mr. Aros is an intelligent robot capable of making positional corrections to eliminate dimensional errors. And because it is integrated into the production line, many different components can be processed automatically. What this means to the people who buy and use machines assembled here is that they can be sure of getting products of consistent, high quality for a reasonable price. A very high level of product quality is guaranteed by the advanced production equipment used, such as the sophisticated Mr. Aros, and reinforced by a process of check and double check. That's why Hitachi Construction Machinery has developed HiDetect, a unique ultrasonic flaw detector. Ultrasonic flaw detectors conventionally used in industry are normally capable of finding whether or not there is a flaw, but no more. What makes the HiDetect different is that it provides data on the size and shape of the flaw, as well as the precise location. From the smallest component to the largest, everything is checked before it is shipped out to the customer. There are no exceptions. Here, a UH-801 loading shovel, operating weight 157 metric ton, is stripping overburden in Indiana, USA, received by a 77 metric ton dump truck. provides an excellent opportunity for the UH-801 to dig clean coal. An open-pit mine in nearby Kentucky is also excavated with a UH-801 loading shovel. Here, about 50 men work under difficult conditions, digging out coal to be used in power generating stations. But what's this? Amid all the hustle and bustle, there is one man who isn't with the others. And he's not a site supervisor either, because the only time he has occasion to speak is when he's with the operator. The fact is that he's a member of the Overseas Service Department of Hitachi Construction Machinery, and he's been flown here from the head office in Japan, a distance of 10,700 kilometers. His mission is to advise on the optimum use of the UH-801, the largest excavator in the UH series, while coping with any problems which might crop up and sending field data back to the Tsuchiura works. Problems, however, have been few and far between. In fact, in the 2 months since his arrival, there have been virtually none. Instead, every day, 3 times a day, he appears at the site with clockwork regularity, checks the machine inside and out, and then steps back to watch it work. Observation is important in anticipating future needs. And every evening, in an endless routine, he writes the same thing on his report sheet. Downtime 0. Having traveled thousands of kilometers, the Hitachi serviceman occupies himself with merely recording the fact that there have been no breakdowns. How come the UH series is so reliable? The usual practice is to build a product and then inspect it. But Hitachi Construction Machinery doesn't rely on such commonplace methods. The Hitachi way demands rigorous precision, down to the micron level, and this goes for all parts, no matter how insignificant they may seem. It's a thoroughgoing approach that even extends to analysis of the elements which make up the steel and other raw materials. It's not just a matter of thinking that going into such detail is, in itself, enough. Rather, it's the attitude that what holds true for one part is true for them all. Quality control is rigorously applied at all stages of the manufacturing process to provide products which meet Hitachi's stringent quality requirements. Canada, land of woods and lakes, is where another member of the indomitable UH series is hard at work. Contributing to the development of local forestry resources, this specially modified UH 171 prepares a pioneer road. Only an Hitachi machine can survive in such conditions, moving through mud that would leave the competition bogged down. Lumber exporting countries like Canada could not do without such machines as this UH 171 with log loader attachment. The wide variety of front-end attachments available for the UH series makes it extremely versatile, able to meet diverse requirements. Hitachi's approach to the manufacture of each of the excavators which make up the UH series is to look at it always from the point of view of the user, the people who will actually be operating the machines. This involves the gathering and analysis of data to provide feedback information and to facilitate a process of continuous improvement in product design and construction.
Oh, yes.
This meeting is an example of how this works in practice. These men are discussing the mounting of a locally made front-end attachment. Even when Hitachi will not actually be manufacturing the attachment itself, design staff will be dispatched from the Tsuchiura works to confer with the Hitachi dealer. The subject of such discussions is how best to ensure maximum compatibility. What this means is that the research goes beyond the study of the finished product itself. In the case of a product already delivered and in use, studies may extend to further structural considerations and details. One result is this auto-leveling crowd mechanism, which has proven its worth in thin coal seam digging, boosting productivity and reducing costs. Coal companies which use this patented system can avoid paying penalties for supplying coal mixed with dirt. Egypt, ancient fountainhead of civilization and a country which is committed to developing its agricultural and fishery resources. Here a UH-07, remodel name UH-081, with two-piece boom, is dredging an irrigation canal. And not far from the famous city of Alexandria, UH series excavators assist in construction work at a fish hatchery. All over the globe, UH series machines are at work. But why are there more of them in operation than any other hydraulic excavators? Outstanding product quality is just part of the answer. Becoming number one is, in large part, due to the careful attention which Hitachi Construction Machinery pays to maintenance and after-sales service. Not only is a great deal of effort put into this field, but also sophisticated technology is employed. A good example is the portable high-detect ultrasonic flaw detector, always on hand at each of the company's liaison offices throughout the world. This allows regular on-site inspections that would pinpoint any problem at an early stage. Both repair costs and downtime are reduced to levels far below those which would result if no action were taken until a breakdown actually occurred. Without such preventive action, operations would be interrupted, both time and money would be lost. Here, too, Hitachi puts itself in the customer's position, ensuring that he gets the best possible deal. It's a corporate policy that runs from development to delivery and on. A UH-081 with long crawler works on civil construction in the Netherlands. Helping to boost parts availability is the automated storage warehouse at Tsuchiura. A WH-051D trims railside grass, while another helps load potatoes. A new product under development is subjected to one-man testing for smooth swing performance and durability. Here you see a UH-081 with breaker. And a UH-20 with elevated cab, also on duty in the Netherlands. In the Tsuchiura Works numerical controlled machining center, tools are changed automatically. In France, a UH-031 with offset arm is ideally suited for trench digging beside a fence. The friction welding process employed on the roller line ensures durable, long-lasting tracks. A river in Malaysia is cleared of silt by a fast-working UH-081 with long-reach front. Automatic testing of all products at the Tsuchiura Works. The UH-121 loading shovel moving rock in the mountains of Malaysia. and development section, a simulation test is conducted for easy operation. The UH Series playing a part in housing construction in Singapore. The UH Series leads the world in terms of the number of hydraulic excavators in action. Let's take a look at that statement from another point of view. What does it mean to the customer? It means in the clearest possible way that these excavators from Hitachi Construction Machinery are supremely reliable and tough enough to stand years of grueling service. That's why their on-site availability is the highest in the world. However, if you use UH Series hydraulic excavators, one thing which you will have to learn to live with is the monotony of logging downtime zero at the end of each working day. But that's a light burden, don't you think?
Large-scale excavation work. Here we see the power of man transforming nature and the environment. Machines serving in the place of man, freeing him from toil. Hitachi Construction Machinery is building a better tomorrow by manufacturing advanced construction machinery. Open countryside near Lake Kasumi-Gouda, about 1 hour by rail north of Tokyo. This is the home of the Tsuchiura Works, Hitachi's integrated plant for construction machinery. The plant covers over 40 hectares or 100 acres. A drag line manufactured in 1949 and the first hydraulic excavator developed by Hitachi Original Technology reflect the outstanding history of the company. The plant is fully equipped with environmental conservation devices such as water purification equipment. At the Tsuchiura Works, a total process, from processing of raw materials through assembling to testing, is carried out using a rationalized layout employing the most advanced machinery. Now, let us show you the newest equipment and systems, unique features of this plant. First, various kinds of robots. These 3 robots weld the booms of hydraulic shovels. And this robot is welding complicated parts with great accuracy. It is linked with a positioner. These robots and various automatic machines ensure the stable quality and high reliability of Hitachi products. They play a vital role in increasing productivity. This is the hydraulic excavator assembly shop, the main line of the plant. The main assembly line for the excavators employs a conveyor system. Here, many sub-conveyor lines converge into the main assembly line, an extremely rationalized layout. The nerve center of the shop is a highly efficient computer, which totally controls the working procedures. This computer generates a detailed flowchart from material procurement through to assembly and completion by calculating processing orders and working time. It is also linked with each shop through an online system to check the entire progress of work. Now, let's take a detailed look at how construction machinery is produced in this highly systematic computer-controlled plant. Hydraulic motors, the heart of the construction machinery, are manufactured at the hydraulic components shop. Here, too, various automatic machines are in operation. The cutting of hydraulic pistons requires strict machining precision. A piston is assembled and tested on an automated line. Its machining precision is checked down to the micron order. The motors are assembled in an air-conditioned shop. The completed motors are subjected to a performance test one by one for many hours. The computer-controlled test stand. This shop manufactures various parts of construction machinery. Emphasized here are rationalization and energy conservation. The truck roller manufacturing line is a typical example of the linear process used here. First, Hitachi's unique friction welding ensures the strength of the fused joints. Next, the rollers are hardened and then automatically forwarded to the finishing stage. The combination of handling robots and automated machines ensures efficient and uniform manufacturing. Durability and toughness go into every part. Here, an automatic cutter machines a swing bearing in an integrated process. Induction hardening increases the strength of major components. In addition to advanced machinery operation, strict quality control is enforced throughout the manufacturing process. The three-dimensional measurer checks machining accuracy. The Amsler testing machine for measuring the strength of steel materials. A mass spectrometer used for examining the composition of steel. The supersonic flaw detector is used for checking welded joints. Hitachi construction engineers use advanced testing equipment to maintain the excellent quality of products. The engineers frequently hold QC meetings to discuss new ideas and improvements. State-of-the-art production processes and strict quality control. These serve to further improve the quality of products on the assembly line. Mounting of a high-performance engine. The assembling work progresses smoothly on the conveyor system. From the driver's seat, the operator can easily control excavator operations thanks to the excellent hydraulic system. The UH-081 excavator being completed. The maneuverability, functional capacities, and drivability of completed hydraulic excavators are checked individually on the test bench. This computer-controlled performance test is carried out under extremely harsh conditions. The design team and the research and development team both play active parts in the development of new technology and the exploration of new possibilities. This automatic designing system called CAD-MAT greatly facilitates the development of new products. The operating conditions of the hydraulic system are measured at minus 40 degrees in this low temperature chamber. Measuring and analyzing the stress distribution of the excavator boom and other components by photoelasticity. Research and development on low-noise type construction machinery is carried out in the anechoic chamber. Hitachi construction machinery places great emphasis on the promotion of technological development in cooperation with other research organizations of the Hitachi Group. This microcomputer-controlled hydraulic excavator is an example of such efforts. Advanced electronic technology is employed here. Results of controllability are checked by an actual size model. The assembly line for the crawler crane, another main product of the company. And this is the assembly line for large-size hydraulic excavators, the UH-261 and UH-30. These are examples of Hitachi's integrated research and development. The UH-801 hydraulic loading shovel, with a total weight of 157 metric tons and an engine output of 800 horsepower, is also manufactured here. The assembly of tunneling machines. This is a muddy type shield with a diameter of 7.35 meters, or 25 feet. The open test ground adjacent to the assembly shop. Here, the UH-801 with a standard bucket capacity of 8.4 cubic meters, or 11 cubic yards, is being tested. The backhoe type UH-801. A performance test on a crawler crane. Inching control, as well as other performances such as lifting, turning, and stability, are subjected to rigorous testing. The low noise and low vibration reverse circulation drill for deep foundation work. Finally, construction machinery which have passed all these tests is paint finished. The units are then shipped to work sites throughout the world. The mainstay of this worldwide after-sales service is the Parts Control Center, linked directly with the Tsuchiura Works. The automatic conveyor line and stacker crane facilitate the pinpoint handling of an enormous volume of spare parts in and out of the parts depot. The spare parts inventory is totally controlled by computer. Orders for parts through the worldwide service network are checked against the inventory, and required procedures are immediately taken for part shipment. Hitachi prides itself on its speedy and accurate supply of machinery parts to ensure less downtime and greater availability. Hitachi is a world-famous name, the mark of quality and reliability. The worldwide service network of Hitachi Construction Machinery. Hitachi Construction Machinery has earned itself a high reputation both at home and abroad. Products are now exported to more than 100 countries around the world. An open-pit coal mine in the United Kingdom. Found here is the UH-30 loading shovel and the UH-20 backhoe. A limestone mine in the outback of Australia. Here, the UH-30 works in combination with the 70-ton dump truck. The UH-30 at an open-pit coal mine in Africa. The UH-801 operating at the West Coal Company. It got the nickname Five-Star General for its power and great availability. The UH-801 operating at a coal mine owned by the Peabody Company of the United States. Hitachi construction machinery is at the forefront of construction machinery manufacture. The great success of the Tsuchiura Works has laid the foundation for further technological advances. The expertise and dedication of the engineering staff, together with constant research and development, has put Hitachi Construction Company well ahead of other makers. For your construction machinery needs, remember the name Hitachi.
The future of coal is bright. As the world searches for alternative new energy sources, it's discovering the necessity and value of developing one of the world's oldest. It's no secret that the use of coal will increase tremendously in the future. But just as certainly as the need will increase, so will the cost of getting to it, getting it out, and processing it. Add to that the extra costs incurred by governmental regulations, and the economic future of coal becomes even more challenging. Hitachi realized this. We realized that one major area where productivity can be improved, especially in large-scale operations, was in equipment. We recognized the need for an efficient alternative to the power shovel and the front-end loader, one that could compete in overall cost, capacity, and speed. We saw the need, and we set about building the answer to it. We did this not by enlarging one of our smaller models, but by starting over, from the ground up, using the experience we have gained from building over 50,000 excavators. And the result is this. We developed the excavator of the 80s, the UH-801. Hitachi began production of its UH or Universal Hydraulic Series of excavators in 1965 with the UH-03. A year later, it opened its Tsuchiura Works. This 100-acre ultra-modern, ultra-mechanized production facility is where the story of the UH-801 really begins. Here, the pieces are assembled using the most sophisticated, automated, and computerized equipment. Here, technicians check and recheck every key component to assure the high standards of quality that Hitachi is known for. The hydraulic system is checked. Stress tests are made and the results recorded. The hydraulic pressure in the swing circuit and the swing torque are measured. Safety structures are tested to assure total compliance with local requirements. Excavation tests are made for a final systems checkout. And only when every test result satisfies our inspectors is the 801 disassembled and packed for shipment. For a machine weighing over 346,000 pounds, the UH-801 is surprisingly simple to assemble on site with a minimum of manpower and equipment required. Complete assembly takes only days instead of weeks or months, with every step taken under the watchful eye of factory-trained technicians. Assembly starts at the center mainframe. It attaches easily with bolts to the side frame assemblies. Next, the totally self-contained superstructure is positioned and lowered. It contains the complete engine and pump assemblies, pre-tested and ready to operate. Note Hitachi's single internal swing gear with 2 motors forming a T-wrench effect. This assures smoother swing cycles and reduced component stress. Like the superstructure, the UH-801's cab unit is delivered pre-plumbed, wired, and ready to be bolted on. All hydraulic lines and electrical harnesses have quick connect fittings. The boom and arm assembly arrives as one piece, ready to connect. Once it's in position, the main cylinders are ready for installation. Another Hitachi engineering improvement is the spherical bearing design of the cylinder connection. The spherical bearings of the UH-801's boom cylinders act as wrists to absorb the shock and stress that shortens cylinder life. The UH-801 is available in both shovel loader and backhoe configurations. Being assembled here is the 15 3/4 cubic yard bucket. The one-piece design of the counterweight allows easy 3-bolt installation. Lastly is the installation of all safety railing and the final connection of all hydraulic hoses. When the assembly process is finished, the job isn't over for our technician. He's still got a series of tests and system checks to go through before he certifies your 801 ready for service. These final checks are done because Hitachi doesn't just say that their machines will perform. They see to it that they do. Only after everything has been checked out does the UH-801 go to work. Raw power best describes the UH-801 on the job. 2 400 horsepower Cummins diesels deliver over 137,000 pounds of crowding and breakout force. This power, combined with the high maneuverability and controllability, allows the 801 to be used in a variety of applications. At West Coal in Knoxville, Tennessee, the 801 is being used to strip overburden in a mining operation. This 801 is literally taking the top off a mountain to expose the 3 coal seams which lie underneath. Roger West, president of West Coal, is very pleased with the way his 801 has performed in this extreme application.
The 801 is now stripping overburden in a very tough application. As you can see, we're in a laminated sandstone and a very tough shale condition here. This overburden has been blasted, but it's been very lightly, enough to just shake the material up, and the shovel is actually digging it out with no help. We're not pushing to it with loaders, and it's we consider a very extreme application for a piece of strip mining machinery.
Because of the vertical walls the 801 must dig into, this particular application calls for a machine that is easily controlled by the operator. The 801's simple 2-stick operation and fully proportional pilot valve gives smoother, more precise, more even response than many operators are used to. The operators can actually feel the force being delivered to the arm and boom, which enables the operator to use the bucket of the 801 as they would their own hand. The pilot valve provides control to a system of variable displacement axial piston pumps. These pumps in turn adjust themselves automatically to put all available hydraulic pressure to work where it's needed most. It's the hydraulic pressure which gives maximum power during digging operations. During the swing cycle and boom raise and lower functions, the pressure is decreased and the flow of hydraulic fluid is increased to give added speed. Inside the pump, a swash plate is linked with the control lever in the operator's cab. When the control lever is in neutral, the swash plate angle is reduced to prevent pressure loss in the hydraulic circuits. This feature greatly increases the 801's fuel economy. For reliability, the hydraulic system is protected by 10 and 3 micron filtration, which keeps the oil in the system cleaner than when it comes out of the can. But what about reliability under these tough conditions?
Under these conditions, extreme conditions, this machine is operated for 1,600 hours and has an availability of 98.7%. The fuel consumption, average fuel consumption during this period of time has been around 22 gallons per hour. Depending on how hard the material has been.
Easy servicing is another key factor in maintaining availability. The wide access doors at both sides of the 801 superstructure make a routine maintenance and inspection quick and easy. With a dump clearance height of 34 feet 6 inches, the UH 801 can load any haul unit made with ease. At West Coal, the 801 is loading 50-ton capacity units. In unshot material, the 801 loads an average of 24 trucks or 1,200 tons per hour. In lightly blasted material, the 801 loads an average of 27 trucks or 1,350 tons per hour. And in well-shot material, the 801 loads an average of 30 trucks or 1,500 tons per hour. The average cycle time for the 801 in medium conditions has been 32 seconds. It usually takes 3 bucket loads to fill the haul trucks. The bucket attachment on this 801 is an 11 cubic yard general purpose loading shovel bucket. Since the material is lightly blasted, the size of the rock being loaded varies greatly. But even large boulders pose no problem to the 801 because it can roll the larger rocks out of the top of the bucket. Notice the clean level surface left behind the 801. This is accomplished by another Hitachi feature which is patented in the United States, West Germany, and Japan. It's called the auto-level crowd mechanism. What this mechanism does is allow the operator to keep the digging bucket level throughout the crowding function, using only one control lever. This feature allows faster cycle times with less operator fatigue. It also leaves behind a cleaner level surface to minimize cleanup work before the coal can be removed. The UH 801 is also a very quiet machine. This not only makes the operator more comfortable, but also it helps maintain the quiet of the Tennessee countryside. Hitachi completely surrounds the engines in sound-absorbing material and has designed a low-noise air intake duct for the radiators. The operator's cab of the 801 is also surrounded by insulating material and has a floor panel of sandwiched glass wool and rubber to absorb shocks and sound during operation. Mr. West believes in the 801. It is actually the second Hitachi he has operating at his mine.
Our relationship with Hitachi has been excellent. They've provided services far and beyond what anyone else we've done business would have done.
And Mr. West knows that the relationship will continue throughout the 30 to 35,000 hours economic life of his 801. Once the overburden has been removed by the 801, the coal is dug out and loaded by front-end loaders and a bulldozer. It is then hauled down the winding mountain roads to the foot of the mountain, where it's loaded directly into railroad cars. The coal is then delivered by rail to utility companies in Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, and North Carolina, where it is burned to produce electricity. The stockpiles you see in the background are the products of West Coal's underground mining operations. Another mining application for the UH-801 is loading coal, as it is at this strip mining operation northeast of Vincennes, Indiana. The single-lever auto-leveling crowd mechanism of the Hitachi 801 eases the loading operation for the operator. The bucket automatically remains level throughout the crowding function, making it easier to get clean coal. This system speeds the cycle time of the 801. The UH-801 can move in close to the pit wall to get much of the coal an auxiliary machine would normally have to remove. Again, one less tool needed to do the job. The UH-801 cleans up after itself, leaving precious little coal on the ground. This makes a piece of auxiliary equipment like a bulldozer or a front-end loader unnecessary. Again, one less piece of machinery and one less operator is needed. The UH-801 has tremendous mobility and gradability for its size. It travels at speeds up to 1.6 miles per hour and can negotiate grades of up to 30 degrees continuously. No extra equipment is needed to move the 801 when it's time to shoot or move to another pit. And with the medium hydraulic working pressures of the Hitachi UH-801, the hydraulic components will last longer. This, combined with all the other advantages of the Hitachi, means high production like this, hour after hour, at a low cost per ton moved, day after day. Another application where the UH-801 has been found to be very useful is in quarry work, as it has in this Fujisaka Company limestone quarry in Toshigi, Japan. Working with an 11 cubic yard bottom dump bucket, this machine loads 68 and 45-ton haul trucks. The backhoe configuration of the UH-801 can prove to be just as productive as its shovel-loading counterparts. In a hydroelectric project near James Bay, Canada, a UH-801 backhoe is being used to help construct a dike over 1 mile long and 85 feet high. This 801 has shown an availability factor of 98.6% for over 750 working hours as of October 9, 1980. This UH-801 can fill an 85-ton dump truck in only 5 loads, with cycle times averaging 30.5 seconds. It has been averaging approximately 20 tons per hour. Hitachi builds excavators to do a hard day's work, but means wear and tear. So along with every machine we sell, big or small, goes one standard feature: the full support of the Hitachi Parts and Service Organization, a worldwide network of conveniently located dealers and parts centers. Whether you're removing overburden, loading coal, digging in a quarry, or trying to harness the power of a river, you can depend on the UH-801 to expedite your work and at the same time lower your operating costs. Investigate the excavator of the 80s, the Hitachi UH-801. Find out why the name Hitachi has come to mean quality, high performance, economy, and service the world over.